Welcome back to the channel. My name is Joven. I am your host. We're diving into Monad. We're doing an analysis for you guys on Monad. We are so bullish on Monad on this channel. One of the top projects we've talked about and we'll continue to talk about. So I'll always be making consistent updates.
Yeah, boy.
Every 3 to 5 days on Monad. The last time we talked about it, it was let me actually go to my channel real quickly here and show you guys this, because I want to show you guys that, you know, I'm doing my best to provide as best analysis I can. So we talked about it 2 weeks ago, and it was at 2.7 cents on April 30th, 2026. From since then, it made a move up 30% to 3.5 cents from when I spoke about it on April 30th, I should say. And on May 10th, 5 days ago, it made a move up to 3.5 cents. Today is currently Saturday, 16th May. And right now we can see Monad is at 2.7 cents once again. Okay, so what did we do last time? I think it applies once again here. I said that would be a good time to dollar cost average. If you never got exposure to Monad, you missed the lows at 1.7 to 1.8 cent, because we were talking about this project on the channel at 1.7 to 1.8 cent, and I was saying consistently over time, I think 50,000 to 100,000 Monad is a good bet to make. So now it's on a dip. You're not FOMOing into the project. So guess what? You could start a dollar cost average into Monad here, right? Even if you don't have a ton of money to invest, you only have, let's say, $1,000, you could start your DCA into Monad, maybe 100 to 200 bucks for every 3 to 5 days, or every week you buy 100 to 200 bucks of Monad, and then you hold it, because the upside here, in my opinion, in the medium term, I should say, is going to be great. And even in the long term, I think once they deliver on their adoption and what they're building here with Monad, the layer one that they've built, the use case that they've built, I think it's going to be a winner long term as well. Then I'll show you guys some long term comparisons to other successful projects as well. But before we get into that, I just want to show you also here that Bitcoin is under 80K once again, which is what I was looking at. I was telling you guys, hey, once we're above 80K, I need Bitcoin to hold above 80K for me to be bullish. Now that we fell below 80K, it kind of like gets me on, not really on edge or anything, but it kind of has me questioning what happens next, because are we going to start that move down to 60K to 50K now after it just, you know, peaked above 80K a bit? Or is it just a little bit of a pullback to get above 80K once again, to get to 85K, and then potentially a move to 90K in Bitcoin? What I'm looking at is that we're at neutral. So if you're buying into crypto now with the fear and greed being at neutral, I think it's not a bad decision to make. Remember, when the fear and greed was back here, this was what date is this? This was February, January, right? February, January, March. The fear was at peak fear, extreme fear back in February. And that's when Monad was at, you know, again, this was February as well. This is when Monad was at its peak lows, in peak fear. It's so simple, man. Just trade the psychology of crypto and you'll be much more successful. You don't need all the TA. You don't need to be a super TA expert with all the Bollinger Bands and all that extra stuff. Just trade the psychology. What did I say when we were in peak fear? I said, hey, good time to DCA Monad at 1.7 cent, 1.8 cent. And if you take a look at the fear and greed index, literally at peak fear, that was the lowest Monad got to, 1.718 cent at the same date, February 5th. What was the low for Monad? February 5th, when the fear and greed index was at peak fear. So now that we're at neutral, right? Now that we're at neutral, if you DCA here at neutral, it's not, in my opinion, it's not going to be a bad decision. We could roll back over the fear and then see a drop back down to 50 to 60K, but that's why dollar cost averaging is so important. Or we could continue up and start a move into greed or extreme greed. So it's really, we're going to see what happens here, because we're at neutral. Looks like we're going to be going back down into fear. We'll see. Okay, but things could change fast. By next week, you know, Monday, Tuesday, etc., we could start being in greed or extreme greed, right? So even 10,000 to, like I said, even 10,000 Monad to 100,000 Monad, anywhere in that range, in my opinion, is a good bet to make For short term, if you're trading short to medium term, it's a good bet to make. If you're trading long term, it's a good bet to make. I've dived into their ecosystem. I've dived into what they do as a use case as well. If we take a look at the website, this is the fastest layer 1 we've seen. The only competitor to Monad is Solana as far as scaling goes. 200 plus validators, 10,000 transactions per second. This is the fastest proof finality that we've seen in an L1 that actually performs these tasks, and they've tested it, and it actually it doesn't just say it provides this speed, it actually provides it, right? And they have a great community. They have a great community. They're building out so much as far as like dApps, even meme coins, NFTs, you name it, right? So again, if you feel like, okay, I missed out on the wealth effect that Solana created, maybe my next opportunity could be with Monad and its ecosystem. And that's my bet that I've made on the channel. And even some of the memes, we've profited on it very well also, right? And again, if you were paying attention from when I was talking about it, from, you know, as early as I was talking about it, you'd be up almost to 2x already. And I think, you know, again, a lot more upside could be on the cards for Monad here. This is from Benja. Benja is the creator of the Chog meme coin, and eventually he's going to make the Chog NFT. MON still holds the trend line. The red days are part of the game. Don't get shaken out. Send the purple chain higher, Chog speed. So as you can see right here, we're having this pullback, but still creating higher lows for MON. Let me actually pull up the chart myself also here, if you guys don't mind. I'm not gonna go to trading. I'm just gonna use Deck Screener, use the wrap version of MON. Let's see. Let me just go to the MON chain here. There we go, and select wrap MON here, right? So as you can see, it's making it looks like it's a double bottom here. Double bottom, one bottom, two bottoms, and then potentially maybe we start to see a move up. It could happen, right? I wouldn't rule that out. That's what we're seeing here from Benja, right? Because it's holding this trend line that is formed here from Benja that showed the trend line here as well. So that looks good to me. That looks like a trend line. That looks like it's going to bounce off that trend line. I'm not the best at TA. I'm not a TA guy. But this, I just trust my instinct. But this looks good to me, guys. But you never know. Again, Bitcoin, a lot of people still bears. We're still think we're in a bear market. Where do I lean? I'm not sure. I have exposure to the market, and if we crash, I'll just buy more if we crash, okay? To 50K, 60K, I'll buy more. If we don't, I have exposure, so I make money, and that's what matters, okay? Because most people in crypto don't make money. I make money, that's what matters, okay? So we could be seeing a double bottom pattern here, and then eventually we start climbing up once again from Monad here, which is very possible. And again, I think this is a layer 1 that you should not ignore, because the community is very powerful, very strong community, very great use case, stablecoin adoption going through the roof, TVL, which is total value lock, meaning people using DeFi in the ecosystem, going through the roof. Everything checks out for this to be a successful project, as well as the team are just, you know, fantastic builders as well. The only thing, you know, a lot of people throw as you know, an issue for Monad, and rightfully so, is their tokenomics, right? Only 11-12% circulating out of you know, so the circulating is 330 mil market cap, while the FDV is 2.8 billion FDV. So that's one thing people toss out there, and I fully respect that. But this is why you never invest more than you're willing to lose in crypto, because again, nothing is guaranteed in this space, right? If you found value in this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you guys so much, and also all the support that we're getting for the channel. It really means a lot to me. I'm truly thankful and appreciative of everyone supporting here. And if you want to join my private Discord and Patreon to get access to early calls, like we see Patreon members making a ton of profits, hundreds of dollars, and eventually that's going to be thousands of dollars while the market is so stagnant. Just go to my channel bio here, click my channel name or the profile picture, and it's going to be the first link that takes you to the Patreon. We already have 54 members, and it's only $5 a month to join. Okay, it's only $5 a month, but there will be a lock on that eventually. So once a number of spots are filled, it will be $15 a month. So the quicker that you join, the better. Okay, I highly recommend it. Remember to give praise and glory to the Lord God Jesus. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.